Hi there, and welcome to English 347 for summer of 2016. I'm Dr. Mindy Dew, and this is a 6-week condensed junior level literature course. A couple of things that you may want to know as we start off is that I have not eliminated a whole lot of the readings from the 10-week course. I think that you deserve to have the experience of all of those, and I'm willing to put in the effort if you are. So, without much ado, let us get started. So if you get stuck, when you get stuck, please feel free to get a hold of me. You can call or text. Text is preferred. My cell phone, which is 405-618-0022. If you're ever on campus, you can find me either in Language and Literature 407 or Black Hall 101. So I'm not going to go through every bit of this, but there are a couple of things that I want you to know as we begin. First off, there's the text right there. That's the Norton Anthology of World Literature, Volume F. There are actually 6 volumes, so please, I hope you got the correct one. There are 3 or 4 things that you are going to be graded on. And the things that we do every week are quiz, discussion board, and responses. So the quiz is more or less a did you read it? Can you help me interpret it? Sort of just making sure that you are checking to make sure that you know things like plot and characters and maybe something about the author. Did you listen to my lectures, etc., etc. The discussion posts are very interesting. I tend to start those with questions, but I also tend to stay out of them. Now the thing is that discussing literature is very different than taking like an English 101 or 102 class. It takes a little, I don't know, maybe a little bit different effort. I wouldn't say it takes any more effort, but it does take different effort, and it may be uncomfortable at first. I want you to go ahead and grapple with the materials. It's okay to not know something, but once you know you don't know something, you got to find out. You have to talk to other people about it. And if you have an answer for someone, give them the answer. What I do want you to make sure that you do is know that even though the post closes on Thursday every week, if you're only posting on Thursday, I'm going to dock your grade by 50%. This is open for an entire week. It's a discussion board, not a throw some stuff up there and see what happens board. So that is a pet peeve of mine that I've come to over the years. Your grades are based on completeness, which means that you post a response to the lecture reading and follow up with at least 2 responses to the other students. With any other questions or thoughts that you may have. Your thoroughness in addressing the questions, proofread your response, and then specificity. Just because it's an informal discussion board doesn't mean that you won't need to refer to your book, because you really do. I want you to use page numbers. I always want you to use page numbers. And by the way, just so that we know, Puchner is the editor for the book. Each of the authors are to be named as authors, and that's how you cite them in your paper and in your works cited pages, which you will do for all of your responses, not the discussions, the responses. Okay, so, and then analysis, going beyond that plot summary to analyze characters, themes, symbols, settings in the novel, and then your follow-up responses. So be thorough, follow up, use specific passages. You can use first person there, it's okay. In your responses, you may also use first person. That's what makes it informal. But you should reference the text and use correct MLA style. That means use citations, use page numbers, use direct quotes, use paraphrases. Again, Puchner is the editor. The authors are the authors. Don't say I liked it, I didn't like it. All right. It just won't get you anywhere. So there will be 5 quizzes, true, false, short answer, multiple choice. Those will be on Wednesdays. Your responses are on Fridays, and your discussions close on Thursdays. So your discussions actually should lead into your responses, which is what they're designed to do, is to help you understand it and grapple with the material so that you can respond to me as your primary audience at the end. Okay? All right, so you're going to have 2 formal papers, at least 4 pages each, not including the works cited, over the selected materials. The first one, you don't really have to use an outside source. The second one, you really do. And when I say use a source, I do not mean go to Wikipedia. Just don't do it. I'll find out. Use actual library research, which you learned in 101 and 102, and which I expect you to know how to use. I will not take your paper if it's got terrible grammar and writing skills. If I cannot discern what you are writing, I will not accept it. And I also won't accept it for lateness, like internet problems, catastrophic computer failure. You know, this is 2016. I couldn't even use that when I was a grad student in the early 2000s. Okay, so peer review, you've got one peer review. I'll scaffold that for you. I will review your first essay and expect you to take my advice and apply it to the second essay. So it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be great. I actually really enjoy reading essays, and I really like literature, and I think this will be a great class. We do have a writing center on campus in Ellensburg, but there's also an online writing one. So if you're an online student, you've already been enrolled in that group. A lot of the tutors I have actually hired and trained myself as I created the online tutoring module. So please make use of that. They're really, really good. They know what I like. A few points to ponder. Online classes are hard. Junior level literature is hard. Summer class is hard. Are you crazy doing this in the summer? But no, I'm here to help you. Please hang in there and know that I am working to help you. Again, do not use first or second person in your formal essays. Only use third person. I could tell you that probably 25% of you are going to ignore that. So there you go. I'm also going to assume that you can use MLA style because English 101 and 102. I expect you to be civil. We are adults. Sometimes we use salty language. Sometimes there's salty language in the writings. But what I do expect is for you to avoid inflammatory rhetoric and stick to things like the facts and the interpretation of those. Now, if you want to draw a parallel between something that's going on in literature and something that's going on today, please do that. I think it's wonderful to do that. Just all I ask is that you respect that other people have opinions too, and you do not have to A, change somebody else's mind, or B, change your own mind. So we're good. I know this has never actually been a problem, but I always make sure and hit that one hard. Don't cheat in my class. If I find you cheating in my class, I will flunk you. Use MLA. There we go. Now here's the one that everybody wants to know about, right? So how do I get an A in this class? 20% of your grade is responses. 20% is reading quizzes. 20% is discussion posts. 35% are your papers. Yeah, you cannot get out of this class with all those papers. And then 5% is your peer review. This is an ABCDF course. I'm not going to mess around with pluses and minuses. And then the last thing that you should know is that all of your readings are listed under the tentative course schedule. So it also has the page numbers for each of those. And it's done by week. So first week, you're going to read all of these things, and you're going to take all of these actions, and these actions are due on these dates. Okay, so introductions will be due by Thursday, quiz 1 on Wednesday, discussion 1 Thursday, response 1 by Friday. Okay, so week 2, you're going to do these readings, quiz 2 on Wednesday, discussion 2 Thursday, response 2 Friday. Now, your discussion boards are going to be open from Friday to Thursday, so you're going to have a whole week for each of those. It's not a one-day deal, but do read ahead as much as you can. All right. So that's kind of an idea of the schedule. Your first paper will be due on July 8th. Your second paper will be due on July 25th. Your final exam will be due July 28th. Those are kind of the big meat and potatoes of things, people. All right, now if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I will start opening things up tomorrow, and good luck, everyone.